We did it. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome again to our special evening with Avalon Waterways. My name is Laura Birch, and I am the lucky third owner of Birch Travel. My grandma and grandpa started it back in 1956. My dad took it over, and now here I am. But I can say after over 65 years in the business that I don't know if we've seen a type of travel explode to the level that river cruising is. And after taking a trip a year and a half ago, my very first river cruise a year and a half ago, I totally get it. Nancy Bauman is our rep from Avalon Waterways, and it'll be great for you to meet her too. I think that's one of the big advantages of working with a travel advisor, right? We're not just booking your vacation; we are working directly with the vendors, so we have all of those good details that you might need, as well as somebody who can answer our questions to make sure that we get you on the specific river cruise that is right for you. So, Nancy, thank you for joining us tonight.
You're
I'm going
welcome.
to let you take it away. And again, at the end, we're going to be open to any questions. So please, as we're going along here, kind of think to yourself about what we may have missed along the way. But I'm hoping that Nancy's going to get it for us as we go.
Fabulous. Well, thank you, Laura. And I'm so honored to be here, and I'm so honored to work with Burst Travel. I'm hopefully you've all worked with them, and in the future, if you have any questions, if you have any needs, they really know our product. And I think that is so important in these days to know somebody who is, right now we are, just seeing each other's faces on the computer, but it's nice if you can go into the office or if you can develop that relationship with a travel advisor, because they are so important in getting to know the product. And this is a fabulous product. I will tell you, I worked for many, many years in the large cruise industry, with passengers of 5,000 and 6,000 people. And I came over to Avalon about 10 years ago, and I got in the ship and I said, I'll sell it, but I'm not going to like it. And I loved it. It is the most beautiful and relaxing way of travel. And I did have to go on a big ship last week, and I said, this is kind of fun, but I miss my little baby girls because they are just a fabulous way to see all over the world. And I'll show you some of our itineraries. This beautiful picture, I know if you haven't been on a riverboat cruise, this is what they look like. And they sail the beautiful rivers, primarily in Europe, but we have them all over, and I'll talk a little bit about that. And this is in Budapest. This is a beautiful scenery, and this is their government building. And at night, it all is lit up and it looks just pure gold. So you probably have seen that picture somewhere. So this is what they look like. And these ships are sailing down the rivers and the highways of these little cities all along the way. So I'm going to talk about what is Avalon, what kinds of things we do, what it is like to be on the ship. And then I've just kind of pulled out some of my favorite itineraries. Now, we have many, many itineraries, and we just could not do that all tonight. We just wouldn't have the time. So when we're done, please talk to the folks at Burst Travel. They can help you. They can get you a brochure and really kind of, feed what you need for your future vacation. Now, the one nice thing about all of our ships is they're pretty new and they're all the same. The inside decor is different colors and different, amenities and things, but the beautiful ships are the same. So when you come on, you kind of feel like you're at home. So if you've been on one of our ships, you've been on all of our ships, and we're very excited about that. And we even have a new ship coming out that I'll show you a picture of, called the Allegria. And she's going to be sailing the Douro this year. So we're very excited. She's going to come out in March. She's just getting nipped and tucked right now, and she will be all ready to sail and go down the beautiful Douro River. So, we talk about happiness flows on the cruise, and, we're so proud that we have 3 guests to every one person to help you. And these people really do want to help you. Our ships are only 128 passengers or 168 passengers. And so there is a really good chance that these people are going to get to know you and get to know your wants and help you. And they want to help you. When we go on the ships, everybody's family because they are so small, and you get to know your fellow passengers, you get to know your crew, and it's just a really nice time to enjoy your vacation with people that you get to know. Now, this is what it looks like when you enter a ship. If you have not been on one of the riverboat cruises, it's really nice because it's not like the big ships where you have those long gangplanks and you have to do all this security. Make no mistake, we have security, but you don't really see it, because we are in these tiny little cities. And so we do have security watching our ships, but you just get to walk right on. You show your key card to a little kiosk and it lets you on board the ship. And I really like it because the ships are only 33 feet wide, if you can imagine that. And that is because we go through locks. Now, there's times when we're going to pull up to a dock and there's going to be another riverboat cruise that will tie up to us. And there may be another one that will tie up to another ship. So sometimes you get to walk through other people's ships to get off onto land. You're only walking 33 feet, so it's not a tremendous hardship to do that. But I love it because you get to see other people's ships. And when they cross the Avalon ships, they're like, "Ooh, I wish I was on her." And you get to say, "I am on her, and she's a beautiful girl." So it is really fun. But one of the big things that people really love about our ships is our staterooms. Now, if you've taken big ships, a lot of people will say, "Well, you're never in your stateroom." And, to some extent that's true, but there are times that you do want to be in your stateroom. You want to relax. You may want to just read a book or enjoy a cup of coffee. Our staterooms, we have 80% of our staterooms are actually our panorama suites. This is one of the pictures of them. They have a nice little couch, a nice chair, a table that cascades up and down, 2 twin beds that convert into a king size bed. And look at that. Our beds face the window. Now, I know it sounds a little ridiculous that, oh, our beds face the window. Is that an exciting thing? It is. You get to lay in bed and you get to open your curtains and you get to look out at 2,000 years of beauty just passing you by. The windows are 11 feet wide. They open 7 feet and they're 7 feet tall. So it is just a gorgeous way to see these rivers. And one of the big questions I always get is, can you feel the movement on the ships? Absolutely not. These are baby little rivers, so you do not feel any movement. You're just floating at a very slow pace, and you get to see all the homes and the vineyards and all of these beautiful buildings. And it's just a glorious way to see parts of Europe that truly you're never going to drive to because they are really off the beaten path for the most part. Now I like to show just a little schematic of how the room looks. So this is your bed that actually faces the window, and we have very large bathrooms. You get a full-size bathroom, a full-size shower. We have all marble and beautiful amenities in the bathroom. We use L'Occitane products, so lovely items. We do have free Wi-Fi throughout the whole ship. So at any time you want, you can, charge up your phone. We do have chargers in the stateroom. We have a nice little vanity and writing desk, a refrigerator, a safe. We have plenty of room for you. And of course, a TV if you want to watch some movies at night. One of the nice things that people think happened because of COVID, which it really didn't, we built our ships this way, but all of the air that circulates in your cabin is only in your cabin. It does not circulate in the hallways. It does not circulate with any other cabin. So you really have that nice fresh airflow through just your cabin, and you're breathing just your air. And I'd love to say, oh, yes, we did this because of COVID, but we've always had it. And it's just a nice thing to know when you go on our ships. So we had to talk about food, right? I mean, it's kind of dinner time right now. And Laura and I are saying, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. And now after I watch this, I'm going to be really hungry. But, we want to make sure that whatever type of food and whatever type of experience you like, you're going to get on an Avalon ship. So we have our main dining room, which we have dinner usually at 7 at night. And that holds everyone on the ship at one seating, but we don't assign tables. We don't assign table mates. We don't assign waiters. So you can move around every night. It's very nice because you might meet somebody during the day and you want to have dinner with them and just chat. So you can move around every day. And then in the upper left, you'll see we have the Panorama Bistro. Now this area is in front of our main lounge. And it's nice because for all 3 meals, we have great buffet areas up there. So if you want a quick meal, or maybe you don't want to spend as much time in the dining room, or if you're going to go into town at night, sometimes we dock at night and you can go into town. People just want to go and grab a couple little things and then go into town. So it's a nice diversion out of the main dining room. The Sky Grill is a wonderful place up on the top deck. So when it's nice out and we are in port, we will actually, hook up the grills and be cooking hamburgers and bratwurst. And, it's funny, I am from Wisconsin, so we know our bratwurst over here. And so I was just in Germany and they have great sausage, but they kept calling it bratwurst. And I kept saying, that's really not bratwurst. It's because we know our bratwurst, but they're great meals. It's fun to eat out on the top deck. And then we have room service. So, you don't need to have room service, but all 3 meals, if you want to eat in your room, you're more than welcome to. If you're like me, you may not be a morning person, and so you want to wake up, order some room service to your cabin, get ready at a slow pace, enjoy your breakfast. And if you maybe are tired or just want to relax in your cabin, you can have lunch and dinner as well. So here's, of course, all the little pictures of the places. The club lounge is on our 3rd deck. This is one of my favorite places because it is open 24/7. It has a fabulous coffee bar, which about 18 different coffees that you can order, of course, free of charge. And it is open 24 hours a day. So if you wake up in the middle of the night and you just need that cookie or a cup of coffee, you can go down there and get that. We also have picnic lunches. So if you want to take one of our bikes out, you can do that. Grab a picnic lunch and you can go and enjoy the town, take a blanket with you and just enjoy yourselves out in the city. And of course, afternoon tea time and of course, breakfast in bed. Now we do have fresh fare. So we do have the Rank brothers from Vienna and we have great healthy food for you. So whatever type of food you would like, we have great vegetarian food, sugar-free, fat-free, whatever needs you might have. We always have that available. The chef will meet with you privately, find out what your eating needs are, and he or she will assist you with that. But we always have a minimum of 5 different choices. So you're always going to have a red meat, a white meat, something from the local area. You're going to always have a vegetarian meal. And then there's always, if something nothing appeals to you on the menu, we always have a steak fillet and a chicken breast. So it's nice to know there's always going to be something there, for you. And look at all that beautiful food and look at all that beautiful wine. Oh my goodness. I just think I'm going to have to go right now, but that's all right. That's a whole nother story, but it's just fun to try some new things. And, a lot of times we'll all order a meal. And then if there's something a little different on the menu, we'll order one of those and kind of share it for everybody at the table just to try it. This is the time to try those things, right? And who doesn't like a good glass of wine or beer? So for breakfast, we serve complimentary sparkling wine. And then for lunch and dinner, we have free beer, wine, and soda. So you're welcome to have as much as you'd like. And we always have at least 2 or 3 different kinds of wine. So something of the local area that we're in, we're going through many, many vineyards. And so we really want to make sure that you're able to try the wine from that area. And they're always a red and a white. So we have plenty for you during your meals. And we just added a happy hour. So we used to have a happy hour where it was a 2-for-1 drink. Now it's free an hour before dinner. And let me tell you, I just came off a cruise and these people really wanted their happy hour. So we would always make sure we were down there right at the one minute to the hour so that we could have our happy hour. And it's nice. People enjoy it. They don't have to worry about opening their pocketbooks at all to have a nice toast before dinner. So here we're talking about one of our itineraries. We're going to the Doral. I will tell you now, I have not been here because we haven't gone there yet. We're starting in March. This is one of the most beautiful areas. When I have looked at, the pictures and the slides and kind of reading up on it, it's very much a vineyard area. So you're going to have beautiful wines. One thing that they're known for are their olive trees. And so you're going to taste a lot of olive tasting and crunchies. And then you're going to have green wine. So they're very known for green wine, which is kind of unusual. But this is a 7-night tour, Porto to Porto, and it's actually going to go through the middle of Portugal. So we're going to go all the way in towards the middle of it and then come back. And you can always add on before or after your cruise, but just beautiful sights. And I will tell you, if you were thinking about this, you've got to call these people at Birch today, like tonight. Are you guys open tonight? I don't think so. Call them first thing in the morning, because we are already 99% sold for next year. And that is not a sales pitch. It's just, I think everybody's been wanting to go there. We have a brand new, beautiful ship called the Allegria, and she's a little bit smaller than our other ships. She's only 102 passengers. So you're going to be with a really good group, but the same concept with the beds facing the window, the 11-foot wide window. So it's a absolutely gorgeous ship. And she's going to have a pool on the top deck. And here's a copy or a picture of the renderings of the ship. So the colors are going to be nice and beautiful. You're going to have those beautiful beds. And let me tell you, our beds, now in the industry, sometimes we're kind of spoiled. We get to sleep in a lot of nice beds. These beds are like marshmallows. And so they're 2 twin beds that convert into a king size bed. And you get to choose if you want a hard bed or a soft bed or something in between. And so I just actually found out how we actually did that. So our mattresses are 2-sided. So if you want a hard side, they will flip your mattress to the hard side. If you want a soft side, they'll flip your mattress to the soft side. And your partner and you can each have a different type of bed. And if you want it softer, they just keep adding more cushy stuff on the top. So it's a really, really nice way. And you get to choose your own pillow. So you get to choose what kind of pillow you would like. I will tell you, we used to have goose down. And I don't know if the geese went on strike or what, but no more gooses. They can't come on board the ships anymore. So, but you have many other kinds, and your cabin steward will assist you with that. I think that's just kind of a fun little fact. And then look at this. This is with you looking out, and look at that beautiful picture of what you're going to see out there. So we're very excited about this little girl coming out. And again, she's going to start next March. And then we're already open for 25 for bookings. Now we do have lower categories. So 80% are those panorama suites, but then we do have 2 higher ones, our royal suites, and some lower ones. So these are our lowered standard staterooms. They are still at 172 square feet. You still get a window. Of course, not as glorious as the panorama suite, but some people find this just fine. And one thing that I'm really excited about is if you are traveling as a single, we always allow 5 cabins on our ship to not pay any single supplement. So it's a great way if you are traveling with folks or if you're just on your own. And it could be this type of cabin. It could be our panorama suite. And the folks at Bursch Travel, you know, they are a very good supporter of ours. So if we don't have any single cabins available, they know to call me. I call our revenue people and beg and borrow, and usually we can get another single open for you. So please ask about that if you're traveling as a single. And look at that pool. Isn't that fun? I think it's going to be kind of neat. You know, it is a little bit warmer over in Portugal, so you'll have a nice little pool to be in. Now, on every cruise that you go on with us, you have 3 different choices of tours. So every day you're going to have a minimum of 1 included tour. And we have 3 different types. We have our classic, and those are the things that you would expect to see, you know, the churches and the wineries. Yeah. It must be a night. I don't even know what I'm saying, but to go and see where they make wine, and you get to see the cities and have a city tour. So those are those classic tours. And in there, we also have our gentle walkers. So, you know, there's a lot of walking in Europe. There's a little bit more stairs. They're not so ADA compliant as North America. And so if you are a gentle walker, our guides will either take you in a car or take you around a slower way or not as many stairs, things like that. Then we have our active. So those are hiking and biking, canoeing, rafting down the Rhine River. So things that will keep you active. And we do have bikes on board. So we have 14 bikes on board that you can take off at no charge. 2 of those are cheater bikes. So if you like to do the little electronic bikes, we have 2 of those. And then we also have bike tours as well. And then we have our discovery. These are my favorite because we really want to immerse you into that city. So it's how to discover that city. So we'll teach you how to make wine, how to make whiskey, painting classes, cooking classes. So really getting you kind of immersed into that city. And if you do want to stay active, we have our activities director, and he or she will be with you for the week and help you if you want to keep up your regimen that you normally do at home. So he or she might have a stretch class in the morning, might walk for a mile, maybe do yoga. They kind of find out what the people want to do. And sometimes there's 2 people in the class and sometimes there's 40 people in the class, just depending on what they want to do. If you want to go for a run, I am sure they'll be happy to take you for a run. I haven't seen a lot of those, but they'll take you out for a little bike ride and just keep you in shape for the week because you have all that food you're eating. Got to keep in shape. And here's just some pictures of the ship in how this is the main show lounge in the upper left. Nice little dance floor because we'll have dancing at night and some karaoke some nights, but nice movable chairs. All of our port talks will be up there. So every night your cruise director will talk to you about the next day. As I said, you get a tour every single day and you have many to choose from. You can sign up ahead of time or you can sign up when you get on the cruise. And if you should sign up ahead of time and you get on the cruise and you decide, oh, I want to do something different, not a problem. You can certainly change. So just kind of showing you the nice furniture. The bottom left is our front lounge, or excuse me, that's our back lounge. And there's games in there. There's a television. This is where all of our snacks are. So it's one of my favorite places and it's a beautiful place to read a book. And here's just some of our newer colors on some of our newer ships. Same kind of thing. You can see our little bar in the upper left. And then let's talk about some of our itineraries, some of my favorite itineraries. This is our Christmas time on the Danube. Now, let me tell you, folks, if you have not been into Europe at Christmas time, oh my goodness, it is so beautiful. It is nothing like I have experienced in North America. I'm sure there's some places, but look at these buildings that you see and the lights that they put up. And they really do keep it kind of simple. It's not about all the ornaments and all that. Most of the time, it's really like red and red poinsettias and there's the green trees. But they set up these big areas for them to sell goods, and they're beautiful goods. They're not chintzy little things. I mean, I brought candles and sweaters and all kinds of stuff. And if you know anything about Europe, the glue wine that they serve and the smells of the food, it's just a beautiful experience. I will tell you, Christmas time is one of the busiest times that we sail all year. We do have a couple pockets this year. So if you're still free this year, contact the folks at Burst Travel and they will help you with that. And we are open for next year, but I'll tell you, we're already filling up. After COVID, people kind of stayed home a little bit and now they really want to travel and they want to travel with their families. So if you're thinking about doing something, contact them and let's get you on the books. Because look at this beautiful tour from Nuremberg to Budapest and in reverse. And all of these you can go beforehand or you can go, you can have land tours before or after. And this beautiful little tour stops in Vienna. If you know anything about music and you enjoy music, you have to go to Vienna because it's the music capital of the world. So one of our tours is we actually go and see an orchestral concert in Vienna, the most beautiful thing you will ever hear. So I could keep going on about Christmas. Okay, I will. So here's the festive the cruise on the romantic Rhine. Absolutely gorgeous. Again, this is from Amsterdam to Basel. Again, if you do it, you need to stay a couple nights in Amsterdam because it is a beautiful little city. They still ride their bikes even in the winter. And what they do with their candy shops, I don't know how long it takes them to turn over their candy shops into Christmas, but it is magical. It is just absolutely beautiful. And this is the Rhine Gorge, which I'll show you a picture in a couple slides. One of the most picturesque places on the entire Rhine. And you're going to see all the castles on this particular tour. And then you end up in Switzerland. And again, you could take a couple days and stay in Switzerland. So if you want to see a little bit of Germany and that you can go on this particular one. So here's the Rhine and the Moselle. I will tell you, I did the Moselle this spring. Hands down, the most beautiful itinerary I have ever been on in my life. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous river. You have all these little turns on it. So if you can see on the little map, oh, I don't know why I'm pointing, but if you can see on the map towards the top, all these little turns you can't see around the bend. And there's castle after castle after castle. You will see hundreds of castles. And it is so pretty. And all these tiny, tiny little cities. And, we do have tours in every city. If I went again, I honestly don't know if I would do one of our tours because it's very history oriented. So it's very good. But if you want to just go into the town, you're right there in the heart of the town. You can just hop off the ship. You can go shopping, maybe take the tour, learn about the history, and then you can go in there and go shopping. But it is absolutely gorgeous. We do have a 7-night as well. And this happens to be a 10-night. And on both of them, we take tours over Trier to Trier. gorgeous little city. Oh my gosh, it is just a beautiful little gem of a city. So you'll be able to see that and look at all those little places that you go to. So if you want to see one of the most beautiful rivers, it's the Moselle. And then here's the German grandeur. So you can see all those beautiful little cities. This is a 7-night tour from Basel to Nuremberg. And again, you're going to see all parts of Germany. You're going to get into Frankfurt. And all of these can be found in our brochures at Burst Travel, and they can get those to you. And of course, with this, you could add on 2 nights in Munich, which a lot of people like to do. And here's the Blue Danube. So this is the most picturesque taken picture in all of cruising. This is the Rhine Gorge. So beautiful. You do need to climb up there, I will be honest, but it's a beautiful picture, beautiful itinerary. Budapest to Deggendorf, where you can add on Prague. Again, you go through Vienna. You go through these tiny little cities. Krems is a beautiful tiny little city, Linz, and you get to see some gorgeous places. And you know, these are all, like I said, these are the highways to all these tiny little cities. So you get to see people in their homes that are right on the river. You get to see all these hills with all the vineyards, and it is just spectacular if you have not taken a river cruise. And here's the romantic Rhine, another great one. So the Rhine and the Danube tend to be the 2 rivers that people will take the first time they take a cruise. It's usually they'll start with the Danube. I don't know why that is, but the Rhine and the Danube are the 2 first ones. And this is in Amsterdam to Basel as well. And stopping in that Rhine Gorge again and seeing some of the areas, the Black Forest, where you'll have Black Forest cake. Can't miss that. And then we also go elsewhere. So we also go over into the Mekong. So if you are looking for something very, very unique, this is it. I will tell you, I did this and it was a life-changing experience. So you get to take the Mekong, and we are the only ships that actually sail the entire Mekong because of our draft on the ship. We can actually get through the whole thing where others have to take a bus for part of it. But you go, you know, we don't even have docking facilities. They pull up to a tree. They tie up against a tree because these ships are very tiny. They're only 36 passengers. And then all these young men come out, and believe you me, they can get your little heinies right up those banks of the side of the river. And they do. And it is phenomenal. You go into these little villages and you get to see these people and meet these people. And, you know, if they make $1 a day, they're happy. They are rich people. And they tell you from day one, don't give the kids any money. We need to teach them that education is the way to better yourselves, not by begging for money. And you get to go to a school. You get to go to all the temples. So you'll go into Angkor Wat. And so it's just a beautiful experience. And then you come and you're on the ship. You can't even wear shoes on the ship because it's all teak wood. So when you come back to the ship, you take off your shoes. You get to walk around in bare feet or in socks. And then they wash your shoes for you and put them outside your door. So it's a fascinating place. But I just truly enjoyed it and think that everybody should really take the opportunity to get over there. And at one point I rode an oxen cart through this field, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm on an oxen cart in the middle of a field in Cambodia. Like, who does this? It was just so mesmerizing and just so out of my zone. It was just a beautiful place. And then you get to see Vietnam and see all the history there. And of course you can add on if you want to go into Ho Chi Minh City and do some other things. So definitely think about that. We also go into India and the Ganges. So again, we have a tiny little ship with only 56 passengers. Beautiful experience. So you will do part land on this. This is a 13-day tour, and then part cruise. And then we do go into Egypt. Right now we are still sailing there. You know, there is some questions, you know, whether we'll continue that with some of the unrest, but we will never put our guests in harm's danger. So we're still sailing there. We do the Galapagos. So if you want to see the little blue-footed boobies, you can go down to the Galapagos and see that. And we do the Amazon. So we go all over the world. So we want you to travel with us, enjoy some of these things. Now, if you have any questions, if you want to look at anything, Burst Travel does have a savings of $50 a person, which isn't a lot, but you know what? It's going to be a few drinks. It's going to be another shopping at some of the Christmas markets if you book anything by November 30th. And I really hope you can partake in some of these because, as Laura said, this is the fastest growing type of travel right now. And there's a reason, because it's a delightful experience. So Laura, I'll turn it over to you and see if we have any questions or if anybody.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, thank you, Nancy. That the problem with doing these things is my list of places I want to go goes from, 1,000 to 2,000. It's just
Yes.
getting longer and longer. Um, if you have any questions, please feel free. You can pop them into the chat, or you can just unmute yourself and go ahead and ask away. In the meantime, I will just say one of the things that really struck me on my first river cruise, I will be honest, I am 41. I have kids that are 9 and 10, and then I have my mom as well and my mother-in-law. And I just found it to be the solution where we would all be able to travel together. There's enough activity that my kids can get out and explore and not drive me crazy. I love it as a mom because I don't have to keep packing and unpacking their suitcases, right? You get into your room, you open your suitcase, and you get to go to all these different countries without packing, trying to get things into the car, me fighting with my husband about where we're going to park. And then my mom as well, that she can come, she can have that solo stateroom like you talked about. And, if we're out being active and trying to run the kids ragged, she can very easily walk back to the ship, have a glass of wine by herself. Just having that access to the city, the few steps up to get onto the boat is just really, really wonderful. So as you are sitting with your family over Thanksgiving or maybe the holidays, I want you to think about what you could do with your family. And even especially, when we're talking about Thanksgiving, when you're cleaning the dishes and everybody else is having fun and you're doing all the cleaning, you could be on an Avalon River cruise and they could be doing the cleaning and cooking for you. So
I like that idea.
I know I'm trying to talk my family into doing it for next year. But to your point, Nancy, we need to decide now because these do fill up quickly. Okay, we have a question. It's perfect. Do you get picked up at the airport, or how does it work to get to the ship and then returning home? Great
We
question.
do pick you up. We're not going to just leave you stranded. So you, there's many choices for air. So the folks at Burst Travel will work with you on, some people have points for air. Some people want to purchase their own air separately from us. You can purchase it through us, whatever is the best way for you to get to the location. Either way, we have transfers. We're going to pick you up at the airport, take you to the ship, and then the very last day we will pick you up, of course, from the ship and take you back to the airport. The other nice thing I like about it is if you're flying from North America, you usually get to Europe, early in the morning, like about 9 in the morning. And there's always been that, well, what do you do until, we do have people getting off the ship and we do have to clean those cabins. We let you on the ship the minute you get there. If you get there at 7 in the morning, we will let you on the ship. You may not be able to get in your cabin right away just because it's being cleaned, but we have plenty of places for you to relax. We have lounge chairs up on the top. We will serve you food and drinks. So it's just nice. You don't have to find a place or try to stay awake, if you're shopping, we'll put you on the ship.
That's perfect. A good way to deal with jet lag from the
Mhm.
get-go. Great question. Keep the questions coming if you have any. I mean, obviously, after the fact, you can get a hold of our Burst Travel advisors by going to our website. It's just www.bursttravel.com. There you will find all of our locations. You can call any one of them. We call ourselves one team. So even if you are in a location where we don't have an office listed, give us a call. We can absolutely help you. We're working over phone, email, Zoom, whatever works for you, but we'll find a way to get you on your next Avalon cruise. Anybody? We'll take last few seconds. I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm missing, Nancy. That was absolutely perfect. Like I said, I'm looking forward to my next holiday markets cruise.
Oh, I cannot say enough about the Christmas markets. I just can't even say enough. The way that they decorate and the macarons, the little cookies, we say macaroons here, but they call them macarons. They make trees out of them. And I don't even know how they do that. And they're so good. And those stores, oh my gosh, it just was mesmerizing.
That's one of the trips that you pack an extra suitcase that's empty.
Absolutely.
So that way you can bring all of your wares home.
Absolutely.
All right, one more question. Do you need to pay in full or can you do payments?
So that's a very good question. So the deposit is $250 per person. So no matter when you're going, you just have to put that down, and then you don't pay until the rest of it until 90 days prior. The
Okay.
only thing that would be additional is if you chose to take insurance, and we highly recommend that you talk to the advisors at Burst Travel, and they will assist you in taking an insurance package. It's not just for sickness that you can cancel for any reasons, and a million other things about insurance, but that you would pay at the time of booking as well. But the deposit's just $250 a person.
Perfect. Okay, Brenda's asking if you want to extend on either end, how does that work?
You talk to the experts at Burst Travel. Now I keep saying everything, but yeah, if I mean you should do it. If you're going to take like a 7-night cruise, that flying time, that's you're flying a little bit of ways and you're paying a little bit of money for that. So please extend, because all those cities that we fly into are big cities. So to get into like Rome and do that for a couple days, or get into Zurich and all of these other cities, beautiful cities, we can help you with that. We are part of a land tour company. So Avalon is owned by Globus Family of Brands, which is the largest tour company in the world. And so we are the land tour experts. So all of our tours pony up right to the Avalon cruises. So even if you want to take a longer than a 2-day, we have packages at 7 days and longer. We can help you package that whole thing. So put down your bucket list and your wish list, and let the advisors help you put that together.
Absolutely. There's so many incredible options. All right, let's see. Do you recommend booking over a year or two out for Christmas cruises?
Oh my gosh. Okay. In the past, so I should say Christmas cruises, I would never say book soon, but I will tell you, I have one of our folks at Burst Travel was holding Christmas space for next Christmas, 2024. And we asked if we could have some of it back because we needed it. So if you are looking at a Christmas markets cruise, there might be a couple pockets here. There's some pockets definitely next year, but if it's a Christmas markets, you really need to be looking at that now. Please, we
Absolutely.
don't want you to miss out on that.
Especially, the earlier you book, you're just going to have some more options.
Right.
It, I think there's a few spaces open even this year, so maybe you can squeeze in. But yeah, if you want to have the most options, I would say sooner rather than later.
Right.
Oh, and then one thing to think about too with Christmas markets, those start in November, right? So it's not like you
Correct.
need to be cruising the week of Christmas or the week of New Year's. You can start pretty early and get into
Right.
those
We've
markets.
already started our Christmas markets cruises. And it's going to be a little cool, but that's what makes it so magical. That light little snow coming down, and take your mittens and your hat and just enjoy it.
Absolutely. And in that same vein, somebody says, when does it end? When does the season
So
end?
it ends right before Christmas.
Okay,
So probably like around the 22nd or the 23rd. And then our ships they go home and they go to bed until the middle of March.
perfect. Perfect. So many great questions. Thank you all. Feel free to keep them coming. All right. But if we don't have it, like I said, this was such a wonderful presentation. I'm so glad that you were all here tonight. If you have friends that you're thinking, ooh, I think they would like this too, or if you want to send this to maybe your mom or dad, give them a little nudge to take you on a river cruise, we are going to put this on our YouTube page. So it's youtube.com/burst travel. You'll find all of our webinars there so you can get more information. Give us a call. You'll find us on our website, or you can Google us as well. There's so many ways. If you can get to this Zoom, you can find us, right? We'll put this on Facebook as well. But Nancy, thank you so much for your time
Of
tonight. I
course.
really, really appreciate it.
Of course. Have a great holiday, everybody. And thank you so much for your business. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, everybody.